My name is Michał Bendeker. I am the CEO at Autonomy Now. Joining me from our company is Konrad Kostrzewa, our Chief Research Officer. And together with a team of specialists, we are working on the next generation of autonomous systems. We are already generating revenue and even recorded a small profit last year based on an order of 180 systems delivered to Solaris Bus company that are running in Oslo right now. We are beginning a series production of about 2,000 to 3,000 ADAS systems yearly next year. And we are also building the next generation of autonomous systems, focusing on software, running in simulation, enabling automating last mile deliveries. So this is what we are trying to achieve. But let me start from the beginning and the big problems that we are solving for the logistics industry. We are solving two excruciating problems that are halting the last mile industry. First, there is a massive shortage of drivers, up to 500,000 reported this year. After Ukraine's success in the war with Russia, it is expected that the problem will be badly exacerbated and it will limit the ability to run logistics operations. Secondly, the costs of delivery are rapidly increasing, cutting margins and increasing prices for the customers. So these are creating huge operational pay points for last mile operators. In the same time, the technology allowing automation has vastly changed in the last 10 years, and now it is possible to automate given scenarios. One of the reasons for that is better access to high power computing units and the next generation of sensors, but also new advances in AI capabilities, allowing, for instance, to run over 10 million miles of driving in simulations every day. We expect that in the next 10 years, over 95% of all produced vehicles will be automated to some extent, and we want to be a part of this exciting future market. So what is our bet? Our bet is that if we are successful in making and deploying this technology to market, we will create a value of upwards of 400 million euros for the company and its investors in a time span of about 5 to 8 years. And below this, in the slide, you can see the numbers that are indicating that we are in the right market, a fast developing niche that can be exploited by a new tech company. So this is a sweet spot that we found, and that's why we chose this application to follow on. So what is our technology? Our key technology is that we are building a new, more efficient way to deliver goods that is both safe, more scalable, and cheaper than before. We are a team of experts in both the automotive and autonomous systems, combining the right mix of drive and experience to succeed in such a market. So this is the key in which we are joining both software and hardware and developing end-to-end solutions for our customers. So in action right now, in terms of full automation, we are focusing solely on software. Thanks to the currently raised round, we will be able to deploy our solution in simulation engine in about 1.5 years. This autonomous driver will be able to navigate the streets based on a virtual set of sensors, matching our already chosen hardware units. In the next steps, we are planning to join forces with leading companies in the logistics and the automotive industries and deploy our solutions in Europe and in the future in the United States. So the key of elements of our technology is that you have to combine both software and hardware into a scalable system and also a data engine. This is key. So first of all, next generation neural networks, so-called transformers neural networks, allow us for especially high precision and therefore low latency, translating into short reaction times of our systems. Secondly, we have developed or are developing still proprietary algorithms allowing for object detection from camera and radar data. There is a new generation of radars, so-called 4D radars, with high enough resolutions for distinguishing objects in all weather conditions. This is possibly a game changer for autonomous applications. Third, and this is extremely important for us as an AI company, is datasets. We are building our own datasets and so-called data engine that is allowing for a streamlined, super fast approach to teaching models. And last but not least, our company is founded on safety. So our first product that we sold were safety systems, and we treat safety with very high attention. Only after building safety and validating your system can you run the system on the streets. On this slide, I would also mention our approach to system development, which is model-based systems engineering. This is a whole methodology that is allowing us to narrow down the scope of the technology that we are making and achieve high systems reliability through things like verification and validation processes based on traceable requirements. This is a whole bunch of standards and methods that allow us to really build from scratch a safe, robust system. So we are not trying to be another startup. We are a tech company that is providing a real working system from start. So in general, one of our key technology advantages is high precision and the resulting low latency. This is something that we developed in-house, and this provides this solid baseline for further research and product development. We are using both operational data that we collected with the help of our automotive partners, as well as synthetic data based on augmentation and simulation. So thanks to this approach, our systems are already robust and withstanding different atmospheric and driving conditions, and we are able to deploy them in real vehicles from the get-go. Right now, this round will help us focus on homologation and application of the systems before deploying this to series production next year. This is a control unit that we've built in our team. This is also allowing us for a lot of elasticity in our approach to different sensors. And this mixture of both experienced engineers and newly trained in the newest methods IT specialists is really the sweet spot that we are achieving in this team. And this is our pipeline of technology. I won't go into detail, but in general, we are moving slowly but surely into higher levels of autonomy. And we just the day before, we applied for a financing round for level 2 and 3 system for the next generations of ADAS systems to come. So I will go into detail in the questions if you like, but let me speak about traction. Our first solution that is deployable and that is really needed on the market is an ADAS system. This is a system that is helping the driver navigate dangers around the vehicle and also inside the vehicle. And the key market driver for this application is that next year in July, there are going to be new regulations that are impacting the market so that each new produced vehicle will have to be equipped with such a system. So this is a huge pain point that we are solving with this solution. And we already have a couple of manufacturers that are subscribed to be buying this system as a standard in new production vehicles from mid next year. To date, we have sold and built over 180 systems. Right now, this is 186 systems. We are waiting for another one to come just this week from another manufacturer. And this is what I was saying. This is based on this new market driver that every manufacturer in Europe has to fulfill this obligation to have this. So based on different assumptions, you can arrive at between 2,000 to even 5,000 systems yearly, depending on how much market we capture in the next few months. So this is extremely important for us to gain ground and get homologations and certification solved so that we can focus on production for next year. In terms of the full autonomy system, we are building it with SaaS, software as a service business model in mind.
You're running out of time. We have 30 seconds to go.
Okay, so just to let you know that we are moving more into software as a service solution for our future autonomous applications. And we have already gained ground with a cool partnership with InPost that is working with us on deploying this solution to market. So I hope I covered most of the key important questions. Maybe I will finish with the market size. The reason that we are moving into the last mile industry and are not basing ourselves only in automotive bus companies is that the last mile industry is vastly bigger than the one for the buses. So buses is a good niche to start with, but we would like to move into more autonomous markets for the last mile industry in the future. So thank you very much.
First question of the Q&A, I will ask you about your current investment needs when it comes to the current round. Could you elaborate on that?
Of course, I will show you in a minute in terms of a slide, but we are raising 5.2 million zlotys right now. We have already subscribed investors for this round, and we have also raised a round via a convertible note from a respectable VC fund called B-Value. So right now we are still looking for about 4 million zlotys, about 1 million euros of investment. And this is going to help us both increase our production levels into series production and deliver this advanced autonomy in simulation conditions in the next 1.5 to 2 years timeline.
Okay, thank you very much. You mentioned it in the presentation, but could you elaborate more on the justification between switching from ADAS to autonomous vehicles? It sounds like a kind of a huge technological gap, so I'm just curious what's the reasoning behind it and how can you defend this approach?
Of course, when you're building an autonomous system, you have to start with safety. So our first product is a safety system that allows for distinguishing different objects around the vehicle and providing a way to navigate the vehicle in terms of safety. And based on this approach, you can then increase the number of sensors, increase the computing power, and add additional functionalities regarding steering control or acceleration control. And this is something that we are already working on. But because of this market opportunity, based on this new set of regulations, as well as the right approach in terms of maintaining safety from the get-go, you have to start with a safety system, and then you can move into more advanced steering capabilities. So this is really a very logical, streamlined approach that you have to go through the middle stages to arrive at the later stage of advanced autonomy.
And do you position yourself as a technological company or manufacturing company?
Definitely, we are a deep tech company that is also, providing middle products of this research and development into the market. So this is the right approach in our opinion. We do have the moonshot that we are building this autonomous system that will be extremely capable in the next few years. But we are also selling and producing this middle systems, ADAS systems, that are providing us with traction and with a lot of, extremely important experience in the market.
Okay, so you mentioned the traction. What's the feedback from current clients? You mentioned during the presentation that you sold something about 200 units. What's the feedback from the client?
Right now, we already have over 6 months of production experience of these units that are already deployed on the road, about 2 years of experience working with Solaris on this. And lately we have achieved one of the highest nodes as a supplier from the Solaris purchasing team. So I would say that this is a very high recommendation. And based on the number of new orders from new manufacturers, we can say that they really like our approach, that we provide one system that provides a couple of functionalities. And this is much different than our competition, for example, Mobileye, that you would have to combine with different other systems that are capable of meeting these new regulations. So they really like this approach to have one unit that delivers all of the functionalities that they need for autonomous homologation.
Okay, and you mentioned the competition. As far as I know, there's not so much space on the slides spent on it. So there is a Mobileye. There are a few other companies. Could you tell us more about this?
Of course. Yep. In the European market, there are 3 companies. One of them is ours. There is also Mobileye and ZF. these are big companies that are, as big companies are quite hard to navigate and customize their solutions to different manufacturers' needs. So this is one of our key advantages in this competition, that not only because we are using only one GPU, one system for all of the functionalities that are needed, we can provide a cheaper system. So this is extremely important to our manufacturers, but also we provide a much better customized and much better integrated solution. And this is much easier to produce, to manufacture, and to care for your supply chain, to have one system instead of 3, for example.
Okay, so Michał, thank you very much for the presentation and the Q&A session.